All right, so the coin we are covering today is Luna Classic, which is on an absolute tear over the past couple of days. It has gone up roughly 200% in the past 48 hours as the rest of the market has gone down considerably. And it doesn't look like it's stopping anytime soon. Actually, now that I say that, I'm sure it will dump right back down to zero. But, what's causing this? How far can it go? Can it hit $1? Can it hit 10 cents? Can it hit 1 cent? Well, let's dig into it here. For starters, UST, Terra's OG stablecoin, has gotten off the mat and surged 800% this week. Or USTC, that is. Sorry, there's a lot of Luna variations at this point. Kind of hard to keep up. So, is this whale games or is this someone with a lot of a sway trying to save the old Luna and ruin Do Kwon's dream of a Luna 2.0, where Luna Classic and USTC is a thing of the past and just completely abandoned? Well, Cointelegraph and its reporters would tell you that is this is just an old-fashioned whale manipulation. Since a majority of the nearly $1 billion in volume this week has come from a group of whales on KuCoin. And KuCoin actually, fun fact, is owned by a holding company who has stakes in both CoinFlex, who is going through that Roger Ver absolute nightmare, and also the dumpster fire, which is Babel Finance. So is this whale pump a way to save them from the two massive black holes they're involved in, and all that debt? Maybe, but I think that's probably a stretch and probably just too easy of a conspiracy theory explanation for it. I think they have bigger fish to fry than be degenning into Luna Classic and USTC right now. I think the more plausible whale conspiracy theory is that Binance is slowly and quietly acquiring as much Luna Classic and USTC they can to just completely royally fuck Do Kwon. CZ came out hard against Do Kwon and came out hard against the idea of abandoning the original Luna and just creating the whole new 2.0, which, by the way, Luna Classic now has a higher market cap than Luna 2.0. Fun fact as well. But as of now, Binance holds roughly 40% of all the supply of Luna Classic. Why is that? Nobody really knows why. But BNB came to prominence with Burns, and I can dubiously speculate CZ might be up to something positive for the Luna Classic and USTC ecosystem that's been so decimated by this. As I've said, he and Sam Bankman-Fried aren't in the business of screwing over retail. So anything they can do to, soften blows of huge disasters like this, I think, they're going to try to do. But in terms of the 1.2, burn tax, we already have 4 validators that have implemented the 1.2% burn tax. Those burns, they won't show up until it goes through the necessary epochs and updates in mid-August-ish. So don't expect any massive burns until then. Because right now the burns that we're seeing are just people self-emulating themselves and basically burning their own tokens, or even exchanges like MEXC burning their own tokens or implementing a burn tax, which is now stopped actually. But we do have a great community and lots of like YouTubers and others that are implementing their own kinds of burn taxes, whether that be through validators or staking or what have you. I think there's some stakers on Luna 2.0 that are staking, and whatever they make, they just burn Luna Classic. So that certainly helped bring down the supply. I think we've burned 1.1 billion, which is great, but I think we're not going to see any real traction until those burn taxes do get implemented and the other proposals go fully through and get implemented. We've also saw the announcement that Starship Metaverse is coming to Luna Classic, which I think is an obvious thing to do for someone that's creating something like a Starship Metaverse. Why would you just want to be the 90th best metaverse project on Solana, where you could just be the number one metaverse project on Luna Classic and have everybody in Luna Classic know what Starship Metaverse is? Because someone like me, a boomer like myself, never heard of Starship Metaverse, would not have that top of mind unless it was Luna Classic. So I think it's just an easy marketing ploy and also just a way to get a ton of adoption very quickly. And they are implementing the 1.2% burn tax. How long will this take to burn all that down? Who knows? Even if we were burning 1.1 billion a day, which we've done in the past month, that still would take a little over 17 years to burn the roughly 7 trillion supply. So yeah, we've got a long way ahead of us, but certainly I think there is a way to get back to that 10 billion, especially if exchanges implement the burn tax, the community grows, and other projects like Starship Metaverse come on board. But yeah, I think it's still early days. Obviously, not financial advice. I would not be buying into Luna Classic right now. I think my average buy is like 406 or something. So I obviously have a vested interest in in Luna Classic continuing to go up. So don't listen to anything I'm saying. This is more kind of reporting of what's going on, why we're seeing this like stupid pump while everything else is doing stupid dumps. But anyway, that's Luna Classic. I think we could get back to a 10 billion supply. I think it'll take probably years, but we shall see. And like I said on Twitter, if it does get back to that 10 billion supply, I think everyone says, oh, well, the market cap's going to be like 40 million trillion gazillion. But really, it's not, because the supply is going to go down. If the supply goes down to 10 billion, even just a 1 cent Luna Classic would just be $100 million market cap. Right now, it's at like a $900 million market cap. So certainly the market cap can come down and the price can go way up. At least, in theory, if the burns go as hoped and go as planned. But if you're a big fan of Luna Classic, hit that like and subscribe on YouTube. I try not to do the whole like smash the like button shit, but if you could, that really helps on YouTube. And yeah, and again, if you're watching on Spotify and iTunes, fantastic. We have so many downloads there, and if you guys can keep or if you guys can do a good review, or positive review, that always helps. That's hugely appreciative. And go find me on Twitter. I think the links are down below there. And go sign up for that BlockFi card using that link. You get up to 3.5%, 3.5% back in Bitcoin for every purchase when you use that link. And then some other really cool benefits. But I use that sucker every day for everything I buy. So you can just stack sats with the BlockFi card every day. Especially while we're in this downturn, and you're getting a lot more sats per dollar when Bitcoin's below 20,000 like it is today. But anyway, I will stop rambling and be back tomorrow with another coin analysis for you. All right, lunatics, see you later. Bye bye.